Hey, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen, Ponies and Gentlecolts, the one, the only criticism guy 2009, aka Nintendo for 2011. Before I begin, real quick, just had a real quick announcement, and I know I did say Friday and I was only going to be able to make videos, but, Saturday and Sunday I can still make videos too, since, I'm usually off on that day most of the time at work, so, usually sky's the limit most of the time there. So, yeah, before I do begin, real fast announcement, I just wanted to give a real quick shout out, like, a real awesome ass person. He's on this channel, but he's on my Nintendo for 2011 channel, so if you want to subscribe to him, shout out to NCT. I forgot the rest of his names, his numbers and his username, but he's a real cool ass dude, He'll do videos every once a week or a month, he's a real random dude. He did a video about donuts a couple times, and then another one where he did a rant or two. He did a vlog in a fog or whatever, and that was a real fucking awesome title for his what's it called, his video and everything. So definitely give him a shout out for sure, because he's a real awesome dude. And you guys know Nelly Rocks 89 or Nelly Vlogs 89, he subscribed to her too, so he's only got 28, 30 subs just like I do on that channel, because I got 51 over here, so definitely trying to plug him in. He's a real awesome guy, Basically he's super random, he'll talk about anything he wants, he'll do rants, he'll do what's it called? He'll do with current event reviews and things like I do. So yeah, definitely subscribe to the guy. He's awesome. Same with this other dude. I forgot his name, but he's a real chill dude too. As soon as I remember, at the end of this video, I might give him a shout out too. We'll see. I think it was Ninetales Commander. I think that's what his name was. He has like 2 other channels. He's on my Nintendo for 2011 channel. So if you want to give him subscribe to the dude, tell him I sent you over there. So without further ado, let's begin. I know I was gonna do an identity theft movie review, but I decided to it was going to take 2 hours to see that movie, and I wasn't going to wait in the movie theaters for almost 2 hours just to watch that movie, so I'm just going to wait till that comes on DVD. So I went to go see that one movie that all the little teenagers and college students like usually watching. Same people who made The Hangover and Project X last year. Real cool ass review. And I also forgot, this video is brought to you by Powerade. You already know I love these things to death. It's not my green one, but red's still pretty chill too. So, yeah, without further ado, let's begin this movie review. 21 and over movie review. Basically, this movie review is your typical average teenager, high schooler kind of movie, but you know what? I wanted to go see it for shits and giggles anyways, just for laughs, get something funny out of it. And I got a lot of funny shit off of it, too. I'm not going to go too much into detail of the movie, because it would probably take 2 hours to explain the whole movie. It's kind of like how Superbad was back in the days. I was back in my senior year in high school when that came out. Real funny ass fucking movie. Definitely check it out if you've never seen it in your life. Real awesome funny ass movie. That's all I gotta say about it. An epic movie, unforgettable, and timeless. So yeah, basically it's about these 3 dudes. They try to get their Asian friend. I think his name was Jeff Chang. That's what his name was. And they try to get him drunk on his 21st birthday, but he's trying to be like he's trying to go to like medical school. He wants to be like a doctor or surgeon, because try to stereotype the Asian race and stuff. Oh, and if you're really offended by a lot of racial jokes or anything like really, or any partial nudity or alcohol or a lot of cussing, profanity, this movie's probably not going to be for you, so I highly suggest you stay away from it. But if you don't give a shit about it like I don't, because, I'm free-spirited, I really don't give a crap what they say. I just watch it for laughs, Don't take it too seriously. Yeah, it's about this dude. He works at a gas station and everything. He kind of sounds like that dude from Superbad. I forgot his name, but he's pretty big now, and then he kind of looks like Josh Bell from Drake and Josh a little bit. He's a little bit more of a dirty mouth, but what do you expect? And there's a lot of Family Guy humor in it, because they'll always make fun of the Jewish people all the time. So if you're Jewish out there and you get offended by this, like, come on, you gotta lighten up. This shit is still funny as hell regardless. It's about him and then his other friend. They don't really get too much into detail with his other friend, but like he's gonna be like he was gonna be like a Wall Street journalist, banker or whatever like that for J.P. Morgan, which is weird because and in real life, they're offshore banking cartels, tyrannical pieces of shit. That's for my other movie, not movie review, my alternative media shit. So yeah, basically, other than that, they finally meet their little Asian friend, Jeffrey Chang. I think his name was Jeff Chang. And then like they meet his asshole father, which is basically like the one that wants him to be the stereotypical Asian, like lawyer or doctor or something like that, because they're strict as shit. And in real life, they are like that, because I used to have an Asian friend who was Korean, his dad would be in his ass constantly to try to be like not a doctor or a lawyer, more like a professional musical like violinist or something like that. And that shit is hard as fuck. I tried it for like 2 weeks and I gave up on that shit because it was just a little program I was doing. That's all. It wasn't for school or anything. But yeah, you know, I can relate a little bit to that. You know, shit ain't an easy lifestyle, it's a hard ass lifestyle. And basically the other two, he calls me little shit bastards. I don't want you near anywhere, my son. And a little thick Asian accent, you know, looks Filipino almost. Yeah, other than that, yeah, and they want him to get drunk at his 21st birthday, but then like this Jewish friend, I forgot his name, but he doesn't want him to get drunk because he has his job interview he has to do tomorrow because his dad had to cancel all these meetings just to get him this job application thing or whatever, so he could get this opportunity of a lifetime to, you know, go into the medical field and everything. And then it's something he doesn't want to do. He wanted to really be a music artist for like some indie band or whatever like that, you know, some maybe DJ kind of thing. Let me get my drink first because I'm starting to get stuffed up. Yeah, other than that, you know, what happens is that he ends up going out drinking like crazy, and there's this one part in the trailer scenes like, I'm 21, motherfucker! Like, that shit had me rolling off my fucking ass when I saw that shit. There was about 50 people there in the theaters when I went to go see it, so it was pretty fucking popular at the time. And what happened was that, another real funny part, he's riding this bull whatever after he goes to like 20, 30 different other bars all over the university and shit. And there's these guys are all buffed, all standing up there like, yeah, you're not getting in unless you're 21 over, you got to see some ID. And like some of them, they let him in and then they're just playing around with him. He'll put his ID card in his hat or on his ass or some shit or on his shoulder, you know. And then he tells them, fuck you, that type of shit. And then after that, like I said, he was riding this bull, Jeffrey Chang. Or Jeff Chang, I think. And then, like, he's just drunk off his ass. He's literally alcohol poisoned like crazy. And he's puking all over the place. And all the girls are like, ew. And then there's this one part, like, yeah, what up, motherfuckers? I'm drunk. And then he starts pissing on everyone. I'm like, what the fuck? And then somebody tries to kick his ass. And I'm laughing like, oh, Jesus, this shit is worth every penny for watching this movie. And then there's one part, like, before they start getting drunk shit, they end up meeting this girl. Kind of looks like the girl off of Twilight and Red Dawn. I think her name was Audrina Keenbridge or something. I don't know. No, her name's Audrina. Yeah. And then after that, and then she was on the 50-50 movie with Seth Rogen and that other dude, George Gordon-Levitt. There was actually a joke about him in that movie too. It was real funny. He's like, oh, that dude's definitely doing real good. You know, he's in a changing period. Yeah, I know, right? And then they start debating about him and shit like that when they want to meet Jeff Chang. And then after that, yeah, he meets this girl he really likes her, but then he finds out she has a boyfriend later on in the movie, and this one dude named Ryan, these other two guys that are kissing on his ass and everything, and like, he puts a dart in his face, like, oh shit, dude, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. It's like, no, I'm gonna fuck your shit up, you know, like, darts just fly around the table, and then Ryan's all like, yeah, you know, table stools just fall off the table, and he hits him in the face, like, boom, like, what now, motherfucker, you know, typical teenager shit, but I thought it was so funny as fuck. Yeah, and then after that, you know, they end up going to all the 20, 30 bars after that, and then he gets drunk off his ass. And then they find out Jeff Chang, they don't even know where the hell he lives at because he didn't bring his cell phone with him. And he's just talking out of his eyes like, blah, blah, blah. And then this whole time throughout the movie, there's this one guy, his name is Chief. And, like, he dresses like an Indian and shit. And then they find out later on at the end of the movie, he was like he's one of the university professors out this, like, company or whatever. So, like, he was the one teaching students and everything. They all thought he was a homeless dude the whole time. So that goes to show you can't judge a book by its cover, you know? So, life lessons, you know, what are you going to do? And then after that, they're just, basically the whole big adventure is when they're trying to find out where Jeff Chang lives at, his like, dorm room. And at the same time, they can't find it nowhere. And then they find out he has a gun because he tried to commit suicide because he was getting all stressed out from his dad for trying to be a medical surgeon and all that shit. And the first place they go to this Latino seniority thing. I'm like, oh god, now they're making fun of my race. Like, but I don't care. I'm just looking at the movie. I'll take the joke. It's all good. I don't really give a shit. And then there's this one part where they say, oh, like, we're ready for our spanking headmistress. And I was like, is there a boy in here? He's like, oh yeah, I want you two girls to make out. And I'm like, oh man, another classic timeless event right there. And then after that, they find Jeff Chang. He's like tied into the bathroom. I'm like, holy shit, this is like some crazy ass scat porn shit right here. And then after that, what happens is that the girl, she gets all pissed off, and then he starts eating a tampon. I'm thinking, oh shit, there's another tampon girl, but it's a tampon boy now. I was shaking my head like a motherfucker, but at the same time, I was laughing hard as shit. The whole theater could hear me. I was like, fuck all you people. Shit, I don't care. I'm spending $8 on this damn movie. I'm gonna give my fucking money to it. And then after that, what happens is that, you know, they get all crazy. It's like, oh, intruder alert, and they gotta, like, break through the bathroom and, like, it's like, oh, are you sure we should throw Jeff Chang through the pool covers? It's like, yeah, trust me, it's like a pillowcase. He won't feel anything. And then he wakes up and like, ah! He's kind of like that dude from, Mr. Chong or whatever, Mr. J. Jong or something. I forgot his name, but he was in A Hangover, that Asian dude, like Ken Young. I think that's what his name is. He's just like him, but a younger version. And then after that, all the Latinos, they started chasing after him. I was like, like, I was like, oh man, that's so hilarious. And then after that, it's like he ends up landing in a thorn of bushes or whatever. It's like they're all over his ass. It's like, oh, did they have to show his ass and his dick and shit? There is a lot of nudity in this movie, so if you don't like that shit, you might not want to watch this shit. But this film was pretty fucking funny overall. And then the other half of the movie is basically then they gotta go to this one place called the Tower of Power, and then they have to go to this powwow cheerleading thing where this guy Ryan, there's a little buffalo or whatever, a bison that's just charging at everyone and like, he's like, oh, I'm gonna kick your ass, bitch, and then like he pulls out Jeff Chang's gun, like, oh, what you gonna do? I'm a big man now. It's like, you think this is real? Then he shoots the gun in the air and goes boom, and they're like, ah! And then that's when the buffalo or bison, he starts charging at people, and then like at the end he charges Ryan and he's like, come back here, you son of a bitch, and then it'll show when he gets ran over by the bison. They just fade to black really fast, like that. They just end the scene there, and then after that, what happens is that what's it called? Then they get out of that seniority little pep rally thing that they had, and that's when he finds out the Jewish guy. He finds out that was his girlfriend the whole time. We're like, oh man, he got his shit fucked up big time. You know, he got played for a fool. And after that, what happens is that they go to that Tower of Power place and whatever, and then they end up they have to drink through 8 floors of like all these alcohol things. Like at the end, the last one was like they have to suck and blow at these cards or whatever. I know it sounds homo, but it's not. They have to suck these deck of cards, and then they gotta pass it to the other person, and whoever drinks it the most, they're the winner. And then they get these 8 beads. It's like then there's this one dude, he's all beat from Buffy. He's like a douchebag. I just think I think, oh, just because I look like this, because it doesn't mean I don't have feelings. So I'm like, that's a Family Guy joke right there. So I'm surprised Seth MacFarlane didn't make this movie. It was called From Virgin Produced, and then Relativity Media. They're the ones that created this movie, so shout out to them, making an awesome ass, kick-ass movie. And I found out it was all Washington because I looked at all the license plate. Oh, this is Washington. I thought this was California or some shit, you know? I ain't seen no beaches though, so yeah. Or Oregon at least. But other than that, what happens was, yeah, they finally get to the top of the floor. They have to drink all these milk chugs. They do beer pong. They do a lot of drunk alcoholic games, you know, typical frat party college shit, you know. And what happens is they look like this dude like Red Bull or Sky Blue, the guy from LMFAO. It looks like him, but it ain't him. And it's like, oh, congratulations, you get the gold beads. Like, do you know how much this cost? It was $50 fucking. What do you expect, you know? Did you like the milk, the compliments? You know, you shouldn't be complaining. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's so true, man. I was laughing like a motherfucker, and I was surprised they didn't kick my ass out of the theaters. And then what happens is after that, you know, they finally get out, and then they end up going to this rehab place or some shit like that. And then they get Jeff Chang home. They steal this golf cart thing or whatever, this mini golf cart. I forgot what they're called. They're caddies, yeah. They get the campus security caddy, and then they go all the way and try to find Jeff Chang, and he's all naked. And then he's hanging out with these stoners guys, and then he writes a douchebag on his forehead right here. It's like, oh, nobody's not going to know my arm, man. Like, come on. It's like some Jay and Silent Bob type of shit. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, yeah, that's a classic joke. I like that part. The best part of the movie was there. And then after that, the Asian dude that was his father or whatever, Jeff Chang's father, he's like, oh, you sons of bitches, you young people, you lose all your potential. You know, like the typical stereotypical Asian, like, you know, accent. No offense to my Asian people out there because they're fucking hot. Love your fucking beautiful hot ass woman, it's no lie. And then there's one part where this Asian girl's like, oh, just because I'm Asian, you think we all know each other? He's like, oh yeah, actually I do know that guy. And that bitch had a mouth on her, man. And when he even said in the movie, he has a mouth on her. I love that bitch. You know, he's all looking at her tits and everything. Come on, like seriously, grow the hell up. But you know, this is a movie from, you know, not a mature audience, for a little teenager audience, but at the same time I wanted to go see it. You know, it looked a lot more funnier than Identity Theft. And even though there was nobody famous in there, but it was still hilarious, nevertheless. And after that, they find this seniority place or whatever, and then like they have to go back there or whatever. The Latina girls, they end up like taking them, like, hey, what nationality are you? Oh, I'm Mexican. And then like they what's it called? They end up kidnapping and then holding those 2 guys hostages. and then they got a two-stock on their dick, and I'm like, oh god, that's nasty. And then after that, like, there's this one girl that has a goat face or whatever, like, you will pay for the charges, stomp your feet, and they did all this whole cult demonology kind of thing. I'm like, oh man, like, these guys are definitely in for the ride of their lives. They're gonna be fucked up. And then, like, at the end, they wanted those two to make out and kiss with each other. They didn't do it, and they kept getting slapped in the ass by the paddles, because that's what they showed earlier in the movie. I'm like, vengeance is a bitch. It's a hell of a fucking drug. And then they get tattooed or whatever that says Zeta on their ass, and they're like, where the movie starts off, it's like where it finishes. So, like, at the end, like, he gets all pissed off. He's fighting him in the nude because he has a two-stock on his dick, and I was like, oh, man, that's not nasty. That is nasty. It's not funny. And then after that, they go to this rehabilitation center thing. They bust out Jeff Chang, and they throw him off of a thing or whatever. They throw him off of this truck. It's like, oh no, it's too high. It's like, and then he's all grown, like, oh, why'd you do that? It's like, dude, we gotta get the hell out of here. Run, run, run. And then they're still in there, like, they're not naked no more. Then they have like forgot what they call those doctors, those clinical robes or whatever. I forgot what they're called, but they're light blue. And they escape in there, and then Jeff Chang, he actually takes that truck, and those two, they run out. And the guy's like, oh, get the hell out of my car. They're Ryan and the other two douchebags. And they do this whole car chase thing. You have to see the movie to go see it, because I'm not going to explain that part. And after that, they flip the car over, like, spin out of control, and then it goes under this bridge. So the police are, like, going after him. I'm like, oh, man, some O.J. Simpson shit right here. And then after that, what happens is we're almost at the end of the movie. He finally gets back home, gets back to his house, because Jeff Chang was trying to tell him where the hell they were living. I was like, yeah, I shouldn't drive. I wish I would have had my contacts with me. And then after that, they finally meet their daddy, and then they get him ready, they get him cleaned up, and then he has a teddy bear, like, strapped to his dick, which is, well, they got a teddy bear on my dick. And they actually showed it, too. I was like, oh, man, I turned my head away for, like, a couple seconds when I looked back at it. It was hilarious as fuck, because his dick was all like, ugh. It's like they super glued it. They industrial glued that thing. It's like, oh, God, that's sick as fuck. And then after that, the dad finally comes in and says, are you ready? It's like, he doesn't want to do medical school. He's like, oh, you little rat bastards, piece of shit, no good motherfucker, you. And he gets all pissed off, like, I spoiled you and going to college, now you're going to do this to me? Fuck you. And then the other guy, he punches him in the face, one of his friends at the gas station work. He's like, boom, fuck you, motherfucker. And like, dude, you just punched my dad. That's not cool, you know? Oh, man, they had me laughing hard there, even though everyone else was serious. I didn't care. I was there for a good time. I got it. Got what I deserved. And at the end of the movie, they finally show him, like, 3 months later, you know, the girl that this dude wanted to go out to, because she was going to go all over South America, like Argentina, Venezuela, Cancun, and all that shit. You know, she ends up going with them, and 3 months later, they go to this Sound Village concert thing or whatever. I'm thinking to myself, hey, they're going to have a good time. And then the dude that was the gas station worker, he ends up getting all fucked up, and then, like, he meets the professor dude that was the chief there the whole time. He's like, hey, dude, how you been? Bro, you look like shit, man. Because his leg is broken, and he's got his arm, a cast in his arm. I forgot what that's called. Yeah, he's got an arm cast, and then, like, his hair's pink, and then, like, he's got a black eye. He's just fucked up. Big time, like a hangover. So that's why the people that make the hangover, I gotta give you a round of applause. You guys deserve it. 100%. A+ in comedy in this movie. Excuse me. Throat gets always real dry and itchy, so I gotta use that. So overall, you know, my whole view and opinion on this movie, definitely an A+ in comedy. The story was kind of silly. All the little action adventure shit that they did, a lot of the jokes and the comedy things, very well on point. You know, whoever is the cast director, the scriptwriter, producers, and directors that did out there, you know, you guys got my full respect, got my attention. I'm probably going to be getting this thing on DVD when it comes out in a couple months. So yeah, that's 21 and over. So other than that, that's all I got to say for now. Is what it is, ain't what it ain't. See you when I see you. Have a good day, have a good night, work out. I'll see you guys around. See you on the next one. And on my Nintendo Free 2011 channel, I'm going to be doing a Pokemon unboxing review. Like I said, I'm going to be delivering those more. Crossroad Boundaries, the one with the Thunderous on him, in his cat liger form. Is it tiger lion form? I don't know. You guys take care, be safe, God bless, see you around, and catch you on the next one. Take care and goodbye.